Hi everyone, it's me, Ryan PC Trimble. I'm coming to you live and on film from my little prison here in France. I'll show you a little tour in a second. Anyway, so I'm here in France and I'm not dead. This is going to be the first of several vlogs. Yes, vlogs are back. I know it's been a very long time. I know I look like a hot, sweaty mess right now. That's because I am. It's hot as North Carolina, here in Paris, France. It's literally 1,000,000,000 degrees out. But I just got here, like I said, this is my first week, and I wanted to go over some of the differences that I found between France, which is here, and America, which is over there, where you are, probably. And some of them have pictures, and some of them you're just gonna hear my voice, whatever. Okay, the first thing I noticed is that everyone here is actually a lot friendlier than people in cities in America. When you like go in anywhere, like in any store here, and I know like I'm like crouching over, like a hunchback, cause Paris, but like, you know, like in America, like if you go in like a shop, you're lucky if the human being behind the counter says like anything to you, or even like looks at you. Anyway, when you go anywhere here, when you enter a shop or you know anything, you say bonjour, bonjour mesdames, messieurs. So that's kind of nice, but also it's like not really nice because I am like naturally, I know this is a surprise, but I'm like super antisocial, like unless I want to make friends, and that's like very rare. AKA when I like go into a bookstore, I'm not like, oh, who wants to be my friend today? I'm like, I just want to buy Atlas Shrugged in French and then like leave. So that's kind of cool. Oh, okay, so another difference is on the subways here, on the metro here, they have these little guys. Voila, les voilà. And what you do is you take them and you like put them in the machine and it spits them back out at you. Because a lot of times you have to put them in a machine to exit the subway station again. Sorry, le métro. But they add up because they're like €1.70 each. So like all of a sudden you spend like $10. But it's just like in New York because it's $2.50 a subway ride. Excuse me. And speaking of the subway, I love the subway here as opposed to the subway in New York because this would make sense. History lesson! The New York subway was originally 3 different railway stations. The Independent Line, the Interborough Transit, and the Brooklyn Manhattan. And in the 40s, after the Second World War, I think it was LaGuardia, the airport, no, the mayor, reunited them all into the MTA. And so that's why the New York subway makes no sense. The French one, however, was designed to go as Paris was being built. Not built, but like built modernly. It started in the early 1900s. All the lines either go south, north, north-south, or east-west. I don't know what direction that is when I'm looking at you, because mirrors. Okay, so this is the last thing about the subway. Actually, on some of the older trains, the doors don't open automatically. They open by the, you pull a lever. And some of the older ones, you can actually like get off the train before it completely stops. It's like a game. Like, am I gonna break my ankle today, or am I gonna like just get off the train? And it's a fun game to play. Okay, I am gonna confirm one stereotype. I found most stereotypes not to be true, but here's one that is true. I'm gonna get in close. Listen to this. Literally, everyone here smokes. Like, this is not an exaggeration. Literally everyone smokes. All the kids, all the adults, all the old people, all the dogs, all the cats. We were at Eiffel Tower. Don't make fun of me, you'd go too if you were here. And we literally saw these like, had to be 8 years old. This is not an exaggeration. They were like this big. That's an exaggeration. They were taller. But they were like 8 years old and they were actually smoking. And we were like, what are you doing with your lives? Like, go home, like play Pokemon. Like, that's what I was doing at 8. It's not smoking. Let's be real, even when I turned 18 and I could smoke, I was still playing Pokemon. Like, and finally, in France, everyone like takes their time. You know, in New York, and pretty much anywhere but the South, looking at you, South, people like have a good sense of time and like know like they have to be places on time. Oh no. Okay, so that's my first week in France. I'm so excited to be here, and I'm so excited to share more with you guys. Check back like next week or something for another vlog. I'm glad to be doing vlogs again. I might do one in French. Who knows? I don't know. You don't know. No one knows. I'll see you next week. Au revoir. Bonne soirée. You know how in America, the land of free and the home of McDonald's, when you go to cross the street, the like pedestrian light before it turns green, before it turns back to red, the little like green guy flashes and then it turns red. So you're like, oh, I need to cross the street now so I don't get hit by a car. In France, there's none of that. They're like, figure it out. Like literally what happens is all of a sudden it's green. And like literally you can be in the middle of the intersection. It's like, it's red now. Good luck. There's actually a place here called Jewtown. Whereas in New York, there isn't anywhere called that. It's just kind of understood that that's the whole town. Oh, okay, and like one other thing about the subway, like way to come back to that. You know in New York, we do that thing of like the train stops and the doors open and the people on the platform get on as the people on the train are getting off because we're crazy pants. The people here don't do that. Once again, see the section on friendliness. They actually wait for people to get off the train. It was like really shocking because like the first time I just stormed on the train. I was like, everybody out of my way! And like everyone was like still waiting on the platform. The people to get off the train. I was like, oh god. Oh god. But I'm learning. At French restaurants, they actually care if you finish your food. It's actually very heartwarming. Because you know in American restaurants, like you could literally like take one bite and be like, I'm done, get this away from me. And like the restaurant will like take it and like throw it on the ground, like not care. Like here, like if you don't finish your food, like they like look at you and they're like not like angry, like really they're not angry. Because like I said, everyone here is really mad friendly. They're not angry, they're just like, are you sure? Don't you want any more? Aren't you gonna be hungry later? And I'm like, no, I just don't eat a lot. Personal space is not a concept that seems to exist in French culture. If I get on the le métro, and even if like you sit down like with your friends on a bench, you know, because like some of the seats are benches, like it's like a train, like whatever, you know what trains look like. Some of the seats are benches. In America, it's like, oh, like 2 people on one of those like little benches, and here they're like, no, we're putting 4 people on this bench. And I'm like, you're doing what now? Like 3 or 4 people like sit on this bench, and I'm like, you gotta get out of my space. And the thing is like, it's not rude. Once again, friendly. They just like think that's what you're supposed to do. Because they don't have a concept of like, oh, my entire body just shouldn't be on the body of someone else's. Sluts!